Welcome back, everybody, to the Cinnamon and Spice podcast.
Okay, rank sweet.
Not anything at all. I am Ak.
And I'm Nye.
Period.
And we back, y'all.
We are back. I'm so happy to be back. It's been
It's been a while. Y'all don't know, I ain't seen my girl in too long. Yes, I got her in the flesh.
It's been a lot. I've been to 2 different states and
yes.
a lot has happened.
And traveling.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm low-key on tour. She don't want to tell nobody. She go ahead and release them tour dates. What city we in
Girl,
next?
we back in Texas.
Yes.
And then we all over the place, for real. We all over the place this year, y'all. I mean, that was something I talked about this travel, right? So I manifested.
You said it, okay?
Right? It's been nice. It's been nice. What about you, Sting? I know you've been missing me, but how's life being out there?
Life been lifing. It's cool though.
Ain't it always?
Yeah. It gives his punch, I punch back. Okay.
Just got to. We
keep
ain't
going.
never going out
okay,
without a
just
fight.
keep going. Can't let that thing beat you. Okay.
Y'all, today we got an interesting topic. You know, I think we both have enough married people in our lives at this point to have some say. So, I mean, we women either way and them dated these men for a while now. So we understand some things. So we're going to hit a little bit on marriage. But I don't know, see, like, it's kind of weird nowadays. Like, what are your thoughts when it comes to, like, dating and getting married in, like, today's society?
That is crazy. I'm scared. Rightfully so.
Right.
No, like, it's crazy because, like, even thinking about myself, like, when I was, like, younger, like, let's say, like, 16 through, like, 18, thinking, like, oh, yeah, by 24, I'll be married, have, like, 4 kids already. Update, Nigel, we let you down.
How naive.
Okay, you ain't married, you ain't got no kids, so.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because now that, like, I'm, getting that grown.
That frontal lobe?
Yeah, I'm so glad I have it.
Yeah.
I don't have kids. I'm not married. Like, right now, I am happy that is the case. And it's just because there's a lot of moving parts that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of masks that people wear.
Definitely.
That, like, you really don't know what you're getting into until you sign them dotted lines.
Yeah.
And it's real scary.
I mean, and sometimes you do know, but you don't realize how serious it is.
Yeah. You ain't realize that was a red flag.
Yeah.
Some people are bulls, though. They like them. They like red flags.
They run straight to them. But we gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
We gotta stop doing that. But now, I get that. Marriage is scary. And it's like it's like my thought process on marriage is up and down because of the marriages that I've seen in my life. And for the most part, and this is not funny at all. It's been stuff that I just like, why would I want to deal with that? Like, and it's harder to get out of, and it's just like, do I really want that? Is that like a goal for me? Like, I don't know. It really just, it's scary, girl. Like, marriage is scary. I be aspiring. I'm like, I could see myself married, and I could see myself, having a family, maybe. Like, I don't know. I see the marriage part more than I see the family part, honestly. But it's terrifying. And it's not something that I'm, like, running to and, like, oh, my God, like, I need to get married by this time. I don't really care.
So the marriages that are, like, in your circle, would you say, like, a lot of them are, like, not really out of, like, marriages out of love? It's more, like, out of, like, circumstance or, like, struggle, like...
Well, I don't want to answer that.
What kind of make you scared of it?
Because, okay, so some of the marriages, like, that I looked up to when I was younger, once, like, they whether divorced or, like, people passed, and you figure out more about, you grow up and you figure out more about the marriages, about, like, infidelities and all this other stuff that was, money issues and,
that wasn't
playing with stuff, It gets like, ooh, like, for real, you really don't know a person until...
You married to him.
Really, you don't even know them until you divorce.
I like that.
Woo, because they really. I feel like I've seen them in I've seen in different occasions how that's when you really can see how evil a person really can be, or how mean, or how they really feel about you. Or
someone literally said that on Facebook, but it was in reference to like pregnancy. They was like, you really don't know your partner until because the person that it was before you were pregnant and the person it was like, you know, during your pregnancy after your pregnancy are all three different people. Like, none of those are the same man.
Yeah. And I believe that's the same.
Some elevate, and then some is just like.
And I think that can be the same with marriage.
Yeah.
Like, that can definitely be the same. But I think when it comes to marriage, you should be able to. Red flags. Like, if this is red flags that have you, you know, before.
Yeah.
You're gonna be done.
Yeah, because now you're signing up for it. Now you said, I'm actually okay with this.
Now it's different if the person like flips the script on you, and even in that sense, I'm scared of that as well. But I don't know. How you feel about prenups though? Because I'm for them.
I like them.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that this is on the card because I was just talking about this.
Yes.
No, I'm all here for it, and solely because I just feel like people are a little, they just need a little help. They don't realize like why it's a good thing. Like a beautiful one that was done right.
Tiana Taylor.
Love it.
Yeah.
Because once again, like they forget, like, you can say like, oh well, in this we're gonna leave with what we came with. Okay, cool. Like,
well, what does that look like?
Okay, because if you are somebody who has like, it just sucks because sometimes we be having like bro, motherfuckers don't make enough to have me sign a prenup. Yeah. But if you want one, you can have it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna make sure that in that same damn prenup, we is writing shit that will like protect me
make
too.
It make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like there need to be
they think it's just one side. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that cheating clause most definitely going up in there.
Exactly.
And if you and I'm in North Carolina.
And even more so than that, like even outside of infidelity, I think when it comes to like the whole you leave with what you came with, I think with assets that you accumulate while in the marriage, like things like that need to be put into play with the prenup, like, and how that goes into it. Like, obviously cheating is I feel like that should go in most prenuptial clauses for some whatever speculation. But when it comes to like assets and stuff, that needs to be written out.
Yeah.
So like, I'm fine with that. Like, okay, what are we coming in? Even if we both just starting up when we coming in, I think it should be understanding like, what are our goals for ourselves? What are our goals for this marriage?
Like, what do we want to be?
What do we want to do? Yeah. Okay, now let's put that in here.
Yeah.
So just in case we do get to that point where we looking to end it, we already know
what to expect. Like, we know. Because it was funny. Like, there was one podcast clip there. It was the person was talking about like, she had money when we came into this, but if I needed something, I know I could get it. And she's like, bro, I just told you this money was for my kids. This isn't our money. No, this money is for my children. This ain't have nothing to do with you. Actually, don't even look at it.
Exactly.
And he's still over there, but if I need, but that's not what she said.
No.
So no, I do agree that like. Finance is a conversation that most definitely needs to be had. It's an uncomfortable one, but we need to talk about it because even still, like, even if you decide like, would love one day to be just swiped up and don't have to go anywhere. Okay, if you decide, but if you decide at one point that your trophy wife that you had just put up, you decide you don't want that trophy no more, you want a new trophy, she shouldn't just get kicked out and with nothing. Like, no. Like, when I know what to say, my purpose,
you decided that. So
I'm walking around here with something.
Yeah, I think all of that is for sure important. Yeah.
Do you have like any expectations for when you are married?
Ooh. Yeah. I don't. Ooh. I want to be careful with how I answer this.
That's fair.
Because no.
And
this is why I say I'm scared. Like the whole marriage thing is, I don't have many expectations, right? Because of how most of my serious relationships happened as an adult. We at some point lived with each other, right? And there was gender roles in a sense and expectations on both ends that they didn't like, I didn't like, and I see it in a light where even while dating, motherfuckers low-key be expecting you to act like you were married, essentially. That's in my opinion, right? So because of that, I don't have really many expectations because I feel like unsolicited I've lived married.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have too many expectations. That's also why I'm not rushing to do that, because I feel like if and when I am ready to get married, I need to know what I'm expecting. I need to have that like thought process and really know what I'm going into, because I don't want to go into it blind, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, like no,
even to that point, I feel like there is some type of like, I'm not saying that it's not necessary, but I do feel like in today's society, we spend a lot of time in like boyfriend, girlfriend dating role, where it's like before we even get to the married part, we're already burnt out. Like even I'll use my life for example. Like I've been in a relationship for 5 years, so some will say like, damn, okay, after that, like what more would like what would change with marriage? Like what would come with that? And in my opinion, there's a whole bunch that I don't even have access to because I'm not married.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, it is like, okay, like I do feel like it kind of shoots yourself in the foot in a sense, remaining like that boyfriend, girlfriend, or we're dating, but like we're moved in. Like that's why like we've said that in a couple podcasts ago. Yeah, I'm never doing that shit again. Yeah. Just because it's like, yes, I do feel like it opens you up to what that person is like on a day-to-day, but it also like renders you from being able to move forward in a certain sense, just because it's like, damn, okay, we've already talked about all these damn topics, we done like got into it about this, so where it's okay, I don't even want to marry that. Yeah. At this point, like I don't even want nothing to do with that. Yeah. I wouldn't sign my name on it. Right. So, yeah. And I feel like I don't know, could have been different if it wasn't, we spent so much time in this like gray zone, because I don't know where the fuck that shit came from, but it's a lot of time that we spend in that just
gray zone, gray area. Sheesh. That's a lot to process, but yeah,
because I'm like, I don't think necessarily like, oh, after a year we should be running down the aisle. I don't necessarily think that. Like I don't think there should be like a time frame on it,
right?
Because there's shit that like people get into it a month after meeting each other and it lasts forever. And there's people who were 15 years boyfriend, girlfriend, get married and it don't last like 2 years. Right. Yeah, so like there has like time is fake.
Move at your own pace.
Move at your own pace. Yeah.
And don't allow society to like pressure deter you. Yes, pressure you into that. I think that's what really is irritating now. Like society is really pushing for, obviously they say the union, like a marriage, a strong union is like the best thing, especially like economically. Like 2 incomes better than 1, obviously, but just like you can get, it just looks better when you're married. You can get further apparently when you have that union. But I'm like, okay, other than how beneficial it is to be a couple. How beneficial is it for me? Like, do I care about all of that? Essentially, like, because you can still do these things alone, essentially, or just like not married and just boyfriend, girlfriend there. But it's like, at what point do we stop pressuring people to feel like you have to aspire for marriage? Yeah. Like, we don't have to. It just, not saying that's not what I want. Like, I like I said, I can see myself getting married, but I just want the pressure of doing it to like just...
Yeah, like you don't want to look for it. Like, kind of how to be like, oh, you don't want to like look for a man. Like, I don't want to look for marriage either. Exactly. Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, like... I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from.
Absolutely. Is it important for you that families get along or like each other for the marriage to work, or just to get married, period?
Families like his side, my side coming together and meshing well, or like, his side liking me and my side liking him?
I think more so that. Like, okay, the meshing can be like a hit or miss, because we all know they don't always have to be around each other, so who fucking cares? Everybody not gonna always mesh. But when it comes to like how, and it's more so immediate family, right? Mom, grandpa, dad, grandma, all that, maybe siblings, immediate family, aunts maybe. Them not liking you.
Yeah, I was gonna say
or having an issue with you.
Like for me, my siblings hold a lot of weight.
Right.
So if like my brother or my sister hit me with it like, oh, you gotta go. Yeah. You gotta go immediately. Actually, cut the cameras. Now let me stop. But that's how I feel about them. Like their value, like their opinion holds a lot of weight to me. So I feel like if they didn't, like if they weren't accepting of the person I was talking to, that would be
that would change.
Yeah, that would be something that would be hard for me to work through or get over. Because on the same breath, like if you're close with, like if my person is close to their siblings and they were like, oof, like I don't know about that one, I wouldn't want to be there either. Because I don't know, I think about it like when we are having like our hard times and we have to go to each other, I don't want I'm going to my siblings about our situation and their immediate thing is, girl, I've been told you leave him.
Right.
Or I've been told you I don't like him. Yeah. Or I just knew it was going to be something. Like, I don't even want that kind of energy. Like, I would prefer to be like, oh, nah, like, maybe y'all need to talk about it. Y'all need to figure out, like, I want it to be I don't know, I would hope it to be somebody who's trying to push us back towards each other than
try to find a common ground.
Yeah, than trying to, like, all right, well, I've been told you that this is how I feel. Exactly. Yeah. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah. Oh, girl, how I agree.
Oh, girl.
I just think, especially with my siblings, I love my siblings to death, so if y'all are watching this, don't take this too personal. Their opinion doesn't hold that much weight. Like, it does hold weight, like, especially depending on the sibling, because, like, I have siblings with different parents, and we grew up differently and not necessarily always together, so different siblings' opinions hold more weight.
Yeah.
But with me, it's more so my mom.
Okay.
Like, because she'll know, like, even if she likes you as the individual, she'll know when you ain't for me.
Yeah.
And she will let me know that, right? And so if she lets me know that, she's like, I may love y'all, or I love him, or whatever. It's just, that matters to me. Like, my mom's opinion is, like, holds the most weight when it comes, because, like, she's in a lot, like, I'm really close to her, and me and her relationship is, very up and down.
It is.
And so, it's like, we go from here.
Because y'all can talk about, like, that kind of,
we have grown a lot, and we can really talk through things. So, I need someone who, like, understands that me and my mom's relationship isn't perfect, and it can be a roller coaster, but also respects that.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so, her opinion matters definitely the most. Other family members, maybe not so much. Like, some people I just don't
too crazy about them?
Not too crazy, but yeah. My dad I care about. I do want him to, like him or whatever, or at least get along with him. But I think my dad is, in a sense, he'll get along with anyone.
Yeah.
Like, in a sense, or be cool with him, whatever.
That's right. Even to that point, I feel like my dad, he don't say too much.
Yeah,
but if he was to place his opinion on something, I'll be like, okay.
I'm gonna look at his time. Yeah, he usually don't.
He don't say nothing.
He don't say nothing.
But
so if he was, I'm gonna be like,
all right. That mean you probably there.
He is, yeah. That's
like
that's
if
I don't
it
expect
popped up on his radar.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you feel like the high divorce rate affects like your thoughts on getting married, or how you feel about marriage?
I mean, yes, it can. I think it can and it can't, because, like, I know that people who get divorced, they do. A lot of them get married again or whatever. So, but that does weigh into it for me as well. Like, dang, I don't want multiple marriages. Like, if my first one doesn't work out, like, I don't want to.
I ain't spending that $10,000 again.
Hello, like, I don't want to just keep getting married and divorced and stuff. So, in a way, it does. I do think about that, but that's why I think, like, prenups are important, and I think, like, making sure you're not, like, ignoring things before going into a marriage is important. I think trusting your gut and listening to it for really, and just trusting yourself before going into it is really important, because, divorce is high. Like, the rate is high. Like, most people ain't lasting 5 years, and so that's scary to me. Like, some people's little boyfriend-girlfriend relationships lasting more than that. So it's like, I don't know. It does affect the way I move and think about marriage. Yeah. For sure. But I try not to give it too much of it. Like, it doesn't hold too much weight, but I do have that in the back of my mind when I think about it. Yeah. I
don't know, because I feel like even the reasoning for, like, I expect them to be high now. Like, there's just so much that we as women are able to do that we weren't able to prior, where, like, there was a lot of reasons why people stay married for, like, 20, 30,
because
40 years. They had no choice.
Especially
like,
with how, like,
you couldn't get no, like, say you're a woman, you couldn't get a bank account, you couldn't have, like, hold a job with weight, because we still ain't get equal pay. we still fighting to get like regular pay as everybody. So it's like
some procedures to get done at the hospital and doctor's office. You had to have your husband
sign off on
to drive and things like that. It was so much.
So if there's all this that I have to have like tied to this man, oh yeah, I'm not coming up off this man.
Yeah.
Whereas now, oh y'all got vehicles out there. Okay, stop.
Sure.
But yeah, there was like a lot tied to it where it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense why y'all stayed in those situations for longer. I feel like now we are in a, like, everybody's more selfish in a sense, where it's like, okay, before the guys, it was only their needs getting met. Like that was what was important.
Catering to your man.
Yeah, literally. That's all you heard. Girl, I was like 13 being told, ain't no man gonna want no girl that can't cook. Ooh, baby, why we worried about a man and I'm 13? I don't give a damn about that man.
Hello. And it's so crazy. I seen a girl post on Facebook, and you may have seen me reshare it, but she was talking about like how she doesn't really like catering to a man, and that's why she likes her freedom, and her wanting freedom has nothing to do with like wanting to be with other men or sleep around or anything. It's just not having to answer to anyone, and not having that responsibility of thinking about what someone has to say or how something makes them feel or all of that stuff.
Not always having to consider somebody else.
That part. And so I was like, and when you're in a marriage, you dang near can't do nothing.
Because y'all become one.
Exactly.
They say you become individual, now you one.
Much of nothing.
Yeah.
Without considering that person. And so, are you really ready for that?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, is that something you want to do? Do you think that finances play a part in the success of marriage? Like a huge part?
It depends on how it's divvied out. Because I'm not even going to lie, like, in situations where, like, guys make less, it's this shit not going to work. It's not. It's immediately not going to work. And it's solely just because, like,
ego.
When God, it's their ego. Like, when they're not feeling like, oh, I'm that man, I'm macho, like, I'm making shit happen. Like, when they don't feel like that guy, oof, that's scary. They get threatened by you before they can, like, see the benefit of, like, oh, dang, like, maybe it ain't bad having a
I think it takes a very certain type of man to deal with a woman who makes significantly more than him. It's going to be, like, because we say ego, that man has to be really secure within himself and everything. So I think, yes, in that aspect, maybe it's a little bit different, but I think
that would drive a man to cheat, drive a man to
do a lot
of just crash out type behavior just because he's not where he's
Tyler Perry's made that movie, I believe. So
Tyler Perry ain't gonna do nothing. He gonna do the movie.
So go watch it, y'all. It's one of them. It may be that one with Taraji P. Henson, but anywho,
love me some her.
Love her. I just lost my thought a little bit, but anywho, what was I saying? What was we talking about? Oh, men making less. So in situations where, like, it's the opposite, like, men are making more, obviously, than the woman, I think in those cases, it can become iffy, because I think then the power, you really see the power dynamic. And men already have, like, a certain power over women already, and if, that we can argue that or whatever. But when they hold their finances and maybe the woman isn't contributing as much or can't contribute as much, or just obviously, they feel like their opinion and what they say means more and holds more weight because of that. And not saying that doesn't happen with women and men and when it's in the opposite situation, but that's why I just feel like finances, when it comes to that, both parties needs to be comfortable within their finances when it comes to going
before going to that next step.
Marriage, for sure. Like, no matter who makes more or how y'all divvy it out, I just think both people need to be comfortable but have some type of income of their own. And it is, like we said when we were talking about prenup, if it is a situation where somebody is being a stay-at-home whatever, whether it's mom or dad or husband or wife, that needs to be discussed, and we need to understand what that looks like and what that means when it comes to, like, decision making and all this other stuff, because you don't want that power dynamic and to become something that's, like, controlling and unhealthy and toxic. So I do think finances can play a part, because we all know what's happening out here. We've seen it happen, so I think it can play a part of the success.
So would you say making sure that you still maintain, like, some form of individuality is, like, important?
Yes. Absolutely. I think that's important in life, period.
Yeah.
That has to, in life, period, having your own individuality, like,
can't lose yourself.
You can't lose yourself.
Don't lose yourself in the music the moment you want it.
Okay. So it's like
it was no snap.
He did. Okay. Greatest white rapper.
Okay.
Of all time. But no.
Yeah, wiggle. No.
Okay. Not to river real. But no, for real. Yes, like you have to have that individuality. You have to just, like you said, don't lose yourself.
Yeah.
Be able to have hobbies outside of that relationship, outside of your person. Like
pottery keep popping up on my page.
Pottery?
I'm about to take another pottery class. Girl,
I took ceramics in high school.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it in high school.
We should do that. We should do a class. And community. That's what I think community is important. So yes, like having, I think it's relationships, marriage. I think it's important to have a community. If you are a married couple, I think it's important to have a community of married couples.
Yes.
But outside of that, I think the wife and the husband, whatever, or
still having friends,
their own community as well. Whether it be, and I think it's important for man and woman to, again, even outside of their married friend group, have friends who are also married. Mm-hmm. Who may not be in that married friend group. Yeah. It's okay to have, you're going to have your friends who are single or just in a relationship or whatever.
Yeah, but you don't want them, like y'all aren't on the same page.
Exactly.
So
it's important to have.
A lot of comparison could be the thief of joy.
Exactly.
So you might be seeing how your single friend can move and the stuff he's able to do, and then have you missing your single life. Yeah. When really everything has its pros and cons.
Absolutely.
Like there's.
Absolutely.
Y'all can't survive.
I think we have to have self. And like just have our own shit going on.
Yeah, make sure you don't get lost.
Your relationship should not be your whole personality.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, and it happens, and it's so easy, especially for women. It's so easy for your relationship to end up being like everything. Shoot, I fell victim to it. And literally had to force myself, like, all right, girl, we ain't calling around this time. We just gonna do, like, I literally just had to force myself to focus on me. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't nothing personal. Like, it wasn't a diss to him why I had to, like, do that. It was just to make sure that I'm still here. Yeah. Regardless of if you are or not. Right. Because, like, sometimes, and I just posted something about it, it's like, choosing yourself is not selfish. Like, sometimes you have to do that. Like, that has to be, literally for your mental health. Yeah. You may have to do that. And you may not realize that, and you may not want that, but sometimes you just have to. Yeah. And that can suck. Especially coming to that realization, that can really suck. So, yeah, you gotta choose you always, guys. Literally. Always choose you first, okay? I don't like the question.
Right, I wrote it. Do you think traditional gender roles still apply?
Yes. I think.
Like, should they still apply?
I watch my girl Kendra, and I love her. Kendra G Media, but she do the single like she does a couples like thing where you could go on there and you say like why you are this amazing person, and then people will hit you up based off of that. Okay. Reason why I brought her up is I feel like traditional men belong to traditional women. Yes. And if you are a modern woman, you belong to a modern man. So don't come to me with your traditional BS or what you feel like a woman should do, and then I sit here and tell you should be paying all these bills, and now you looking at me like, well, the cost of living. I want to hear about that. I want to hear about that.
Like, well, I do want realism with that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But no, I think you need to know.
But that's what I said. Them traditional men still holding it down. Yeah, they're not having an issue with that provider conversation.
But some of those you have to understand sometimes what comes with those traditional men, though.
And that's why I say, but even with that, you know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, you should know.
So that's why I said, like, if you want that traditional makeup, because I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, there were areas where I see how it works. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, I take care of mine, you take care of yours, and as we do that, we is making it happen. Like, it's a beautiful thing. Like, I'm even on the fence of, like, and it's funny because I love this combo, but I get into it with people where I'm a part of the people that still believe, like, marriage is perfect. People aren't.
Yeah, okay.
So if you come into this marriage pretending to be something you're not, and then your mask finally get revealed, and now we see the real you, it might not stand up for this marriage. However, with two people who are actually like going at it for the right reasons, I think it's a beautiful thing. Like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that man going out there, being the provider, the protector, and me being the nurturer, the home taker. Like, I don't think nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a narcissist and you come home and want to whoop my ass because you had a hard day at work, okay, now I see the issues with traditional. But once again, there's people in modern relationships going through the same exact thing. Or like,
want to have a family on
or like even still, it's like, okay, guys, you want to be held with like, oh, well, I'm the man of the house. Okay, you're the man of the house, but I'm working 40 hours a week. I'm still having to contribute like 50% or more of bills. I'm still having like, you're not because then I still have to do all of the household labor too.
When do I have time
so I'm a traditional woman, but you're not a traditional man. Like,
I'm not a traditional woman.
I don't know what I am. I'm Naja.
That's what I'm saying. I know I'm not a traditional woman though. Like, I'm not the stay at home, cook every day, all of that. You
can't do it. Need to have your.
I need to have my own thing.
Yeah.
I will fall into a deep depression. Like, I gotta have my own. That's why I just said that. Individuality is really important to me. I cannot be careful. Balls to the wall in that relationship. Nothing. I can't be that. Like, that can't be everything for me. I have to have my own thing. That's why I'm like, I'm not even fully modern. I'm not even fully modern. I'm like right there in the middle of two different lives.
If I'm in like the Lulu world, I know my man somewhere just ready to hold shit down. But I do know with like the people that I have like experienced, that would in a certain sense scare me. Just like if I was already married, like gave up all of my like everything, I couldn't do that. But that's where it is right now. I don't see that being a reality right now. But I do feel like with the right person, there might be something where I'm like, oh damn, you got me vulnerable enough where I said you can handle it. Because even like for me, I've been in situations where I ain't have. So if you have me ready to give up what I got for you, you gotta be one hell of a man.
Yeah.
Gotta be God sent.
Yeah.
I'll accept you, Bookie.
Period. Yeah, I like that.
But I don't know.
I like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell you. But right now I'm modern because I'm forced to work. But I ain't married either, so right now
none of that matters.
I hand that shit down.
We're not wives. We're not married, so none of that even matters.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, right now I'm very much so just, I'm here.
I'm just, like you said, I'm up. That's it. We just vibing. Okay.
Cut with my twin. We vibing.
Oh, God.
So what do you think are like, if you had to list maybe like 2 or 3 key factors that are like necessary for marriage, like for a healthy, longevity, like long lasting.
Key factors. Effective communication.
Yeah, communication off the rip.
For sure, that's always going to be number 1. Being able to love each other the way we need to be loved. Oof. Acceptance.
Yeah, I was gonna go with understanding.
And understanding, those went together. Acceptance and understanding of each other.
Because we gotta speak the same language at some point. Like, if we always is like, I say something and you think it's coming off like I'm attacking you instead of like just hearing me out, or like if every time we communicate it's just, damn, you heard everything but what I said. Yeah. Or you automatically looking for where I'm wrong in the convo. Like stuff like that it causes resentment. Like I can't talk to you. Yeah. I can't let you know how I'm feeling without it being like.
Without it being that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think that those 3. What else? Another key factor maybe is just like, I don't know. Maybe like, I don't know. I think those are the main 3 for me to really make it work. Oh, individuality. I'm gonna go back to that one. I'm gonna add that one in there. Being able to keep your individuality. I think that's important. Because again, I just think you don't want to lose yourself in anything. Yeah. In the moment you do, you're betraying yourself. So.
Yeah.
Well, the moment you do and you stay in it, you're betraying yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. What about you though?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Got to.
Okay.
Because I most definitely think like I should be able to communicate, like us have a damn, like even the tough discussions.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I do appreciate. Like even though they're not necessarily combos I want to have, I do appreciate where I'm currently at. Like I can talk to you even of the most difficult conversations.
Yeah.
I don't be want to talk about this shit we talking about, but if we gotta talk about it,
that we have
I'm glad I could at least talk to you about it.
Yeah.
But understanding, I do feel like that's where we fall short, and that is something that is like a real like, but damn, do you hear me though?
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, like being seen, being like heard, like that is very, very important. Like,
yeah.
Nah, but did you hear me?
Nah, fact.
Okay, like I especially me, because I throw a lot of jokes out, especially like in the midst of like my pain. Mm-hmm. I'll be joking around, but that's because boo, that gets me through it.
Right.
But did you hear what I said in the joke?
Yeah.
Like that, like don't let that go over. Yeah,
right.
Don't let it go over your head. Like
did you, a lot of time.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then last one. Be consistent. It's consistency for me.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
I need to know what it is, what it ain't.
Yeah.
Like that whole back and forth, hot and cold.
Bipolarness,
yeah,
up and
you
down.
can keep that.
Yeah.
Like I need you to know how to regulate your emotions. I need you to know like you ain't always gotta have it, but damn.
Yeah.
You can't always be AWOL. Like it gotta be some type of consistency where I know what to expect from you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think that can look different and depending on the person.
Yeah.
I think like that goes back to what I was saying with acceptance, like accepting that person for who they were when you met them.
Because if you keep finding this shortcoming, he consistent in this one area, baby, that's him. Okay, it's Hemi Neutron. Okay,
for sure.
Like that is what that man is.
For sure. Okay.
Do you think there'll be an indicator when you're ready? How do you think you'll know?
Girl, at this point, I don't know because I've had moments where I thought I knew.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no.
Actually,
I take
it back.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
So,
no.
I don't know. That's why another going back to it's scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary.
That's fair.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
We will see what happens.
I don't know. I feel like when it's that time, them stars will align.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it will be very obvious.
Yeah.
And it won't have to be forced or it won't take too much effort.
I
definitely believe that. Absolutely.
I love that combo. Like,
that was good.
What are y'all thoughts?
Right.
Do you think you're married? Well, do you think you're ready for marriage?
If you are married, drop some tips. What
did you think
about any of what we said?
Life?
Right. What's some things you thought about what we said? If you're not married, engaged in a relationship, single, out here in these streets, whatever the case may be, what do you think about this conversation? And what do you think about marriage? Period.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all are liking and sharing and subscribing and commenting.
Okay.
Thank y'all again for coming back.
We'll be here every Monday.
At 6.
Okay.
We not missing a beat. Okay. Rain, sleet, or shine, baby.
Okay. Don't care if a car wanna run or not. If she all the way across the world, we gonna make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen. So can't wait to see y'all. Make sure y'all are tuning in next week. But y'all have a good one. See y'all next time. Bye.